This is Stacey McKibben with the Master Communicator podcast, where CEOs, senior levels, and C-suite executives share their advice. It's 6 questions in 9 minutes because the best leaders know how to share their ideas concisely and quickly. Let's jump right in. Question number 1. In a few sentences, tell me who you are and what you do.
My name is Kelsey Habich, and I'm Chief People Officer for a company called MCS of Tampa, and I lead their talent and people division. I lead the talent acquisition team. I manage all recruiting needs. We handle all of the government contracting needs because 80% of our revenue is government work. We handle all market research for the company and our government proposals, all HR and onboarding, all employee issues, good to bad, terminations to reviews, professional development, career path, and then all initiatives and programs for our staff. And then we have all social media and branding, and then executive strategy.
Wow. So you might have 1 or 2 opinions or insights about people.
Yeah, heavy with people. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Being the Chief People Officer, I'm excited to hear what you have to say. So that'll be great.
Yeah.
Question 2 for you. What's the best thing about leading people from your perspective?
For me, I would say it's the change in real time, the development kicking in, the change from someone, dependent to becoming independent, seeing the recognition and the respect from other areas of the company and from other senior leaderships due to someone on my team bringing them solutions, answers to a problem. Many of the people that work on my team are junior roles and then grown into senior. So I love watching them shift into confident, solution-oriented, problem-solving individuals. Cheering from the side is a big reward. There's no doubt. It's a professional high to see them take on challenges and succeed and sort of, cheer and have nothing to do with it after they've been coached and trained and developed. So that's what I love about it.
That's amazing. I know it's a really good heart space to watch other people develop and, the whole butterfly thing, right?
Yes. You're shaking your hands in the air. So
and seeing who they get to become.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I often hear from other leaders that business would be great if it weren't for that pesky people part.
Yeah.
I'm curious, as the head of people, what do you think about that?
Yeah, so that's an interesting question because everything I do for a living is around hiring, developing, and strategy for people. Our company is a service-oriented company. We're not selling a product. It's not physical. It's all service-related. So the people really are a huge part. We could not do our job without every single person that we hire. There's a purpose for every person in the building. So for me, it's not the people as much as it's the change. It's the fight against the changing of the culture that can be a challenge. The fight against newer, better processes from senior leaders in particular. The lack of commitment to training and using the resources given to them for the employees that we put a lot of work in. The chaos of quick, off-the-cuff, irrational decisions without taking a pause and thinking. So, when we're trying to push out a new program or initiative or process or whatever it may be, and I'm not getting that buy-in from my executive team, that trickles down to my, managers, directors, and then to the employees. So that's my biggest challenge is the buy-in to change to help the employee. And when we don't get it from the top, then all of our people don't want to do it. They don't see the point. So that's my biggest challenge with it.
Oh, I love that. The buy-in to change. That was my sound quote. That was my sound bite right there.
It's so hard sometimes. Just hate change is a big thing for us.
Well, and you and I could talk about that at length, about the human nature around the resistance to change, because that runs deep right there.
Yeah, I agree.
What other successful business leaders like yourself should be on the podcast? And I'm really thinking about this through the lens of, what other leaders out there have a good voice that we should be paying attention to, right?
Yeah, I was, for me, the biggest thing is I listen to so many podcasts about successful leaders, successful women, CEOs, entrepreneurs, HR professionals, but they're already at the top. And I am a C executive for our company, but I don't feel I'm done growing or being challenged or really at the top level of my career. I think I still have a pretty good run for some more, bumps and challenges and new opportunities along the way, whether in every day or within our company in a certain role. So for me, there's a lack of knowledge around people in the trenches every day, putting out the fires, dealing with the strategy, dealing with the everyday changes sort of the world, going from individual contributor to manager, from manager to senior leader, and then to C-level. So those are the types of conversations I'm craving every day. How do I not only get through the everyday challenges, but how do I actually, you're telling me how to put something together or what I need to be doing, but what are the steps to actually making it happen at my company and for our work? So that's what I'm constantly craving, is people sort of at my level.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What piece of advice about communication would you give to other leaders?
I think for me, I would say slow down, take a pause, wait to respond, wait to give a decision, give yourself time in the day to answer emails or make decisions when you're not doing 5 other things. I have actual time in my calendar, as much as I can control it, that is free boxes to answer something that needs a little bit more of my time. Be transparent as you can be, and be fair with your communication. I think you can be strong. I think you can be tough on certain days, but you have to be fair. And when you're not fair, that's when people's, their emotions get a little high, someone gets offended, and you really do damage to an individual or your team. So for me, it's all about slowing down and taking a pause, and then being really fair with my response.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, I think the world would be a different place right now if more people actually took the pause.
Yeah, we believe in an overnight pause. We take an overnight stop before we make any big decision.
That's really cool. Okay,
Yeah.
so you've even got like a process around it, right?
Yeah. Any big termination or promotion, good or bad, we just take an overnight pause and make sure we're on the same page.
I love that. I love that. Magic question number 6 for you. Tell us about your favorite boss or teacher. Who's really influenced you?
Yeah, so I had a boss almost 15 years ago now. She was, her name was Vanessa. She was a young female leader. Wasn't, maybe 3 to 5 years older than me. She wasn't much older than me. She had much more experience than I had at that time. And she included me in everything, where it made sense, of course. But she let me sit in meetings, listen on development conference calls, be a second ear in a lot of conversations, go to team dinners, take people on one-on-ones. She got me speaking at conferences and presenting and making decisions when she was out of the office. She fully had my back, and really what she was doing was developing me every single day. She was giving me opportunities to see what I could handle, where I could take on new responsibility. I had so much confidence from that experience. I was like a sponge. It only motivated me to get better at my career, know more. And she gave me room to grow and take on new areas without being asked. It was right for me, what I can remember, right at the cusp of when everything was sort of under HR to separating to talent acquisition and talent management. And, we kind of spread it out. And she really let me develop and lead. And I take a lot of that experience with my team. I let them be involved as much as they can. I let them take on new things. I encourage them to be a sponge. And I try to be as transparent with them and include them, wherever it makes sense to develop them. So a lot of what I learned in almost my first real professional job, I use today.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, good. Well, shout out to her.
Yeah. Shout out to Vanessa. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being on this show. How can people find you if they want to reach back out? You've got an infectious energy that's coming through. So I know people are going to want to.
Yeah. Thank you. I'd love to be here. I'm on LinkedIn under Kelsey Habich. And, I can be reached at my email, khabich@MCS of Tampa. Those are probably the 2 best places to find me. But I'm on LinkedIn, networking and posting as much as I can. So happy to reach out to people.
Well, again, thank you so much. It was really an honor to get to hear some of your ideas. This is Stacey McKibben with the Master Communicator podcast. For more ideas and insights, please do go check us out at www.concilioteam.com. We look forward to seeing you again next time.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Take care.